All right. Can people hear me? Let's see. What's going on, Matt? Can you hear me? By the way, I don't know. I've never like this is literally my first time going live, so I don't know if you can hear me. Let me put it in the chat. Ah, okay, cool, awesome, fine. Whew. It's not supposed to be until 12:15, but I just thought I'm here already. Let's go. By the way, I actually forgot to ask you, and I was supposed to ask you in the chat, but like, did you get the bushes for the Chloe? For Chloe? For the Zoe? What up, Sean? How do you be? What up, Sean? How do you be? What up, Sean? How do you be? It's actually funny to see how, like, it kind of. So when I talk and I say certain things, it takes a little while for you guys to pick it up too. It's a weird one. All good. All good. I'm very much ready for the spring now. Morning, Tim. How are you, ma'am? All good? Ah, well, afternoon, that is. Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. I've it's already been a productive morning, to be fair. Did my workout. Uh I had some stuff just sitting in the boot of the Civic, so I cleared that out like in the hidden tray. Um Cleared my desk. I've already archived a bunch of my emails for tomorrow. I know that's work, but it's what it is. Um Cooking bacon. You can't go wrong with bacon. Mm-mm-mm. For sure. I'm not going to get onto the topics until it hits about 12:15 because I did say it to everyone that it would be 12:15 when I go live. But um, yeah, um, man. Well, luckily, I don't think Casey's sub to this channel even watches this sort of stuff. So we're all good. You're safe, Sean. But no, if you could get the food and then someone else cleans up, that's always a win. Always. Oh yeah. How's that going actually? The pipe work and whatnot, Tim. Is it going to plan or are there problems? The usual Russian. Yeah, the radiator panel. So Matt actually mentioned this when I was getting my Frank done. Um, and I tried to, I think I asked you, Matt, as well, if that part of the metal is a part you can just buy off the shelf and replace. Um, but yeah, can't do that. Yeah. You know, there may be a possibility down the line, possibly, if I can get it for the right price and somewhere I can like trust to do a good job sort of thing, to spray the car, but a front end spray alone is, and that's just literally, we're talking bonnet, bumper, front wings, and then I think the pillars as well. It's something like, what was I told? £1,100. That's a lot. Of course, Casey, you can have a shout out. 100%. Casey, you got a shout out. I don't know what you want me to say, but Casey, yeah, you get a shout out. Casey's good people. Man. What else are you? So, what have you guys got planned with your cars? Let's start off with. Well, I know, Tim, what you're doing with yours, but like Sean, what's next on the agenda for yours? I think you already mentioned the was it the FDT oil pump? But then what else have you got going on? I've got like a list of all of the parts I want to get for my car. It's going to be an expensive year. When is it not going to be expensive? I'm waiting for it, Matt. I'm actually waiting for it. 100%. It'll be good though, whatever it is, ultimately. And before anything else, regardless of like content and all of this stuff, like everything has to be prioritized in life. It kind of sounds like I'm talking in riddles, but I definitely get what you're saying for sure. Yeah. I need to get my wishbones done. Actually, Sean, let me ask you whilst we're on here, and I know this is live on the channel, but still, um, was it advised that you replace your the lower arms, or is it was it just like it's easier to do to get that and then the bushes instead of taking out the current ones and then whatever, or was it just part of the refresh you're trying to shoot for? Also, let me show you guys something real quick. I'm gonna put it in there. It's gonna be in the PBS brake pad video, which will either go live tomorrow or Saturday or the following Saturday. Oh, okay, yeah, just a refresh. Cool. Issue is board joints, Joe. I can't replace them. Sound. Oh, so if you get the new control arms, you replace the ball joints too. Is that worth doing all at the same time, pretty much? Because I remember the very first Civic I had, the ball joint went on the front left, and that meant bad. That was bad. So maybe it might be worth changing them. But no, this used to be a red stuff pad in my front brakes. Do you see any red on that? It was the track day that completely burnt it out. And you know what? It's actually quite bad of me to have kept running them. They were still okay, but mm-mm. What's it support? Yeah, yeah. I think it probably does make sense to change it all at the same time. To be fair, for sure. Yeah, they're cooked. They're so done. They are so done. Like genuinely very, very bad. You can kind of see a little bit of red on this one, like here, but they're smoked. Absolutely cooked. They did well on the track though, to be fair. I've got to be honest. Let me give credit where it's kind of due. They were they were all right, but they were they ain't good enough. And it's I know I always say this about brakes, but it always reiterates my point whenever it comes back to it. The difference good pads make, it's a big deal. Like going out in Tim's car when he had the Dixels, his brakes felt very, very good. Very good as well. And I would have gone down that route, but these PBSs were very cheap at the time. I got them on a Black Friday deal. So why not? Yeah. I don't doubt it. Dixels are good. They're really good. What's the dust like on them, Tim? What is the price for them for like our size brakes, the 4 pots? If they're in and around like the 200 mark. What's going on, Dodge? You all right? What did you do last night? I had about 3/4 of a bottle of wine last night watching just some films. It's the first time I've actually ever like just drank wine by myself, by my choice, not by force. It was okay. Don't think I'll be doing it much though. Because I only like drinking alcohol socially, number one. And two, um, wine is all right. So it is. Not bad in the dust, but you don't get lots of it will build up in the corners. Of the Oh, okay. Yeah. That the red stuff, my red stuff pads were starting to become like that towards the end of their life. And to be fair, even like when they weren't burnt out, they were like that as well. Yeah, I know. How sad is that? I was drinking wine by myself. You know what it was? I remember watching a documentary. I can't remember what the documentary was. Um, and in there he said something like sometimes like people have always said like a glass of wine can kind of give you peace in a moment or something like that, whatever. I wasn't affected by it, by the way. I need to put that out there. When people say you could get drunk off wine very quickly, I don't understand it because I didn't feel it, not once. But then again, maybe it's because I'm just used to spirits. Maybe it's just used to rum or cognac or whatever. But no, I won't be doing it again. I won't. Hello, hello, hello. O track 20. Yeah. Matt, wasn't it Nate that had those Ferodo pads? They were, and I don't know what they're dusty, but the PBS ones are bad. What's going on, Arif? You all right? Irish members, yeah. MLRC8 pads. Never ever heard of them. Let me quickly Google them 1 sec. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes before I talk about the announcement. And to be fair, some of you already on here already know about it, but I just make it common knowledge. MLRC8 pads. Are they supposed to be Brembo pads? Tim, that's cheap. That's actually kind of cheap for the size pads we've got. I'll put it to you this way. These ones that I bought, obviously that's not what's in this box, right? They were 167 on the deal that I got. But then again, I think the EBC blue stuff ones, the ones that Nate runs and the ones that Sean runs. I mean, for our pads, it's something like 100. Was it 150, Matt? Remind me. Brembo pads, I've never liked. Arif, let me be real with you. I've been in a car with the same brake setup that we had, the 4 parts with the Brembo pads, and they were terrible. Maybe it's not the same pad compound that you were saying, but blue stuff NDX, that's the one. Yeah, they the Brembo pads. I didn't like them, man. The stock ones are rubbish. They Brembo put in their name to that. Ah, nah, it's not. It's not a good move. Yeah, yeah, that's what these PBSs are like from cold. Even when I was bedding them in before they actually like caught anything, it was still strong, very strong for sure. Okay, you know what, guys? Yeah, I'm gonna just for anyone that watches the stream back, I'm just gonna kind of make the little announcement thingy here. So, the card share and chat series that I did last year was good. It was only 2 episodes on it, right? um, and that was cool. This year, I feel like I want to take it in 2 different directions. One is going to be where I do bring other cars onto the channel because, like I say all the time, an FN2 Type R is what I have and I love, and it's basically not my knowledge. It's the first car I've had where I've modded it to this extent. I've never actually really modified a car apart from putting tints on it and a private plate, if you want to call a private plate a mod, right? Um, so what I want to do is I want to have other cars on there, which will be interesting cars. They're not going to be dull ones, and again, you get to meet the owners and everything like that. But I also want to do a specific one as well for the FN2 Type R. Now, why I'm making this announcement here is because I actually want to speak to everyone that lives in the UK, not like crazy far or whatever. To be fair, even then, I'd make the journey, right? But also to those that live in the UK, and you don't need to have any kind of crazy spec or whatnot. Even if it's stock, if anything, if it's stock, it's the story of you and your car and the ethos as to why you like it. So if you're actually interested in doing this, email me. I'll put my email address in somewhere. I don't know where I could do it here, maybe in the description, or go back to one of my previous videos. It's always in the description, and I always leave it there. Shout out to me and we can organize a time to make it happen. I'm trying to make it more of like a documentary on each person's car. So it's something that you can have for yourself as well. Whenever I do these videos, I always give you the opportunity to have the final cut for yourself. If you ever wanted to edit it, if you ever wanted to put it on your own channel, you can. That's cool. Um, so yeah, if you're interested, then yeah. Oh, it also means I can get to take you out in the Frank if you wanted to experience it too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Tints. I need to get my car tinted. I do. So my plan this year for the FN, right? I really want to work on the cosmetics of it. I've done the mechanical side of it. A lot of maintenance went with that too. Obviously, I've done like handling and power and everything like that, but I need to make it look like the beast it is. But I also want it to I just wanted it to be in as best a condition as I could possibly make it, if that makes sense. There'll be a few upgrades on the way. So yeah, and I've also already got some parts coming. So that'll be fun. Um yeah. Oh, listen, Tim said he can sort out your tints at trade price. Also, what's the best? I know, look, if all of us are on the usual groups for like cars and stuff, which we usually are, right? What's like the best way to black out the little perspex underneath the spoiler? I know some people were saying like you can use spray tint or there's like a cutout thingy for it. What would you all do if you had to pick? Because I still don't know what I'll be doing about that. Solar plexus on the bottom rear, so you can still see out of it. Solar plexus. Let me look this up because it's not the first time I've heard of it. But is it a spray or is it like a cutout? Yeah. I don't mind leaving it. To me, that doesn't bug me much. It's just so I just want it to kind of look like that. And ultimately, it does add more privacy to the car. If you just got like that little plastic in between, I wouldn't spray it because like that's pretty much permanent if you do that, right? Or have I got that wrong? Oh, okay, cool. They do it for like £100 by itself. No, £50 by itself. Oh, that's actually that's not bad. Solar prices in theory, and that's I'm just catching up with the comments. Okay, it is removable. Okay, I'll try and check their channel and see if they've got that. I don't need any more sounds on the inside. Let's just be real. Speaking of sounds, another thing I need to do with my car, right? And this is a funny story. So, since having the Frank done, even after sending the exhaust tip out, it's been so loud in the car that when I'm listening to music, even with my doubled in, where the sound is a lot better, I've had to like play it past loud just so I can hear it, like get it on long journeys. And I think I've blown one of my speakers. So I'm gonna take that time to upgrade it. Now I know I've already spoken to Matt and he's recommended Alpine S65 coaxials or something like that, right? Which I've already kind of got on my list. But any of the others of you whatnot who've worked in audio can recommend other ones as well? I'm not trying to say Matt's suggestion is terrible. It's just so I know everything. Yard speeds in the building. How do we be? All good, all good, all good. Living the dream. I see you finally got the rear anti-roll bar kit on your car. I bet that's gonna handle amazing. There's more people in here than I actually thought would be here, which is actually quite good. Yeah, you had to cut. Oh yeah, you have to cut the end for it to. Yeah, Sean just had this recently as well. So when I first got my car done, it wasn't rubbing off on it wasn't rubbing off on the exhaust. But then I think the further I started driving, it was making that horrible noise. And you have to round it off. Yeah, Sean had to do his as well. But it's fine. You will never ever use that setting on that side of the bar anyway, so it doesn't matter. You need to stay low power user out of an amp. All right, so sure, Tim, I'll put it to you this way: it's going to be it's just going to be off my doubled in radio. I don't need an amp. I don't want no sub, nothing. No, I feel like even when I had the standard speakers with the doubled in, the speakers came to life. Like the speakers were very, very good. I know it's my fault. I know I blew them for sure. So I just want to replace them. But when I'm going to replace them, I want to upgrade them too. So something's a bit better. Matt's already given me a really great setup for that as well. I heard one of my friends he upgraded his ones to Pioneer ones. Um, but just doing like a general search, I don't know. I've people have just been swearing by I'm saying Alpine. Is it Alpine or Alpine? How would you have said it? That's a debate for all of you guys. A two-channel amp. What ones would you recommend then? Let me have a quick Google. My shopping list is getting longer by the second. There's a Pioneer one that's coming out from Dynamic Sounds, the guys that did my double din install. Yeah, Alpine. Okay, like the wood, Alpine. Okay, I've just always thought it might have been Alpine. You know, like the F1 team. Who, by the way, I forgot to tell you. I can't tell you how because he asked us not to say anything. But I met the principal of the the principal of aerodynamics for the Alpine team. I want to say like last month. No, last month, 2 months ago. It was at the beginning of December. Yeah, and he was really cool, really nice. So it's something like this. Is that what you're looking at, Tim? Like something like that? Pioneer GM A3702. I'll add that to the. All right, let me look that up. I guess I will be going Alpine BBX. Oh, cool. And this is for I'm just to remember, right? Reiterate, I'm not trying to run a sub. I don't need that. The door speakers will be more than enough, especially once I get the exhaust quieter. Okay, cool. And this might sound like a dumb question, but will I need to will I need to get like a more powerful battery and then by extension an alternator? Or can I just use a standard battery? I was gonna get the one that you've got, Dodge, by the way. I can't remember what it's called. The most common one, the grey one, begins with Y. I've got a Halfords one at the moment. Don't ask me why I was desperate, right? And that's been going for years, even with my faulty alternator problems. Yeah, USR, that's it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know you've got. I saw your battery set up in the boot. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be going that far out. I just want to make sure that I'm not basically like draining the car of its resources, really and truly. But yeah, let me tell you guys about the plan that I have for the car, though. That's good. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I know. But he had vouchers. I need to get people to give me more vouchers, more Amazon vouchers. They're very handy. It's actually how I got my new mic setup thing, anyway. To be fair. So listen, Arif, Yard Speed is in this chat, right? He's heard my exhaust. It sounds amazing. I promise you, it sounds great, and it's very very great. But the volume is too much. The volume is way too much. It's louder, significantly louder. Um, if I would, like I said, if I were to do it all over again, I'd have extra silencers and have the resonator. Um, you had a free intro on your EP3 with no silencers. That must have been hell. That I can't even imagine that. No, that's crazy. No way. I couldn't do that. I'd actually go crazy. I'd go mental. Listen, oh yeah, you're in your 20s. That makes sense. That actually does make sense. Okay, fine. Um, for me, I want the car to sound great. I like the balance of being able to hear more of the engine rather than the exhaust. I do want to hear a video of that 100%. In fact, if you send it to me on my Instagram, I'll play it for the live stream here. I'll play it through like my microphone so you guys can hear it. Um, so yeah. No, but one of the things I think I would do if I had to go back and do it all over again would be it would be to I don't know if I'd go sports cat because I know that cuts out a lot of the sound or a lot of the volume. But yeah, I'd probably I would probably do is just have an extra silencer or like extra resonators. And now I'm gonna do extra resonator. What's going on, Danny? You good? How's life? Happy Sunday. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get what you did, Matt, by the way. I've already kind of spoken to Overkill about it, and they're gonna help me sort it out. So yeah. But no, the car's great, either way. And like I say, like because I work fully remote now, maybe occasionally in the office once here and there. Whenever I drive it, it's an occasion, which is I love the balance of that for sure. So yeah, yeah. Right. Oh yeah, plans. So here's some of these parts, right? I've already got, and some of them I will be getting. Yeah. Um, so just for styling, fog scoops, splitters, so like front splitter, side splitter, rear splitter. I'm weary about the front splitter, and the reason why I say that, especially especially with Tim in the chat, because he said he's cracked one before. You see the Maxton ones, like the front Maxton ones. Um, what's going on, Scott? You good? Hello. There's more people coming in. I like this. This is cool. Anyway, right, with the front Maxton splitter, obviously they can crack. And my car is on coilovers. It's not on the lower setting by far. I think it's like whatever the default height is that it comes at the front. And I've raised the rear because when I first installed the coilovers, they sat so low, so much lower than the front. But it's I don't want to be cracking splitters. That's the thing. And now there's another company. I'm gonna try and find it now. Um, that does like a thinner splitter, so it's like just like a one piece thing. And I really like the look of that one, like a lot. But apparently they're based in Australia. Mm. Royal Body Kits. That's it. This one. I don't know how much you can see that on the camera. That one. I don't like the side splits. I wouldn't do the side splits. I just want like the thing just by itself. And they do one where it just goes all the way around. But that's crazy. It's just I can't ship it in from Australia. I'm not gonna do all of that. No. So it might just be the Maxton one. Carbon bonnet. Um, not the normal style that you would have expected, like the Mugen style one. Um, I spoke about tints. I think I'm gonna do a sun strip with my logo on it. I don't want it to be too obvious though. I really like the sun strip that you had done, by the way, Matt. So with where it was a tint, I really do like that. But I do like Brandon as well. So yeah. Yeah. The Maxton one is really I like the fact so for example on Dodge's car, his car isn't lowered, right? His car isn't lowered, and I really like the fact that it makes it look lowered. All right, hold on, let me see. Let me see the video. It's on the dyno as well. No, I couldn't do that. I could not do that. No way. No way. Nah, it's too much, man. It's just way too much. Like it sounds great. I love the tone of a 3-inch exhaust. Um, I've like I was just playing it on the video. I'll play it for you so you can see it, but you already heard the sound, so I'll play it for you. That's it. Hold on. I don't know how much you can hear it though. Yeah, so see, Scott, you remember it was loud. You know what though, Scott, since you've been in it, I sent the exhaust tip out though. So it isn't so loud in the cabin, but it's still loud. There's still a load of drone. I think the 3-inch is definitely the best one to go for. I agree with you, Danny, 100% on that. Big time, big time. But it needs more silencing on the FN, I think. I don't know why it resonates so much in the cabin. Um, yeah, but the thing is though, like Yardspeed, yours, when you get yours done, um, when yours is built, you're pushing for more power than mine. So you might be able to get away with a 70 mil exhaust. I think you could. I think you could. Yeah, keep it. I trust me, the headaches of sound. The one track day I had where I was having headaches for sound is not worth it. It takes away from the experience. You're already gonna have all of the torque and the power that you will need anyway. So, yeah, yeah. I love the Fujitsu, but I've seen it in person. I've never heard it in person, but from the videos I've heard of the Fujitsu Bow ones, they're very good. But they're quite small, aren't they? They're very well built, but they're quite small. So they're quite restrictive. If you're chasing power, ultimately that's not the way to go. I think I'd always say 3-inch if you're chasing power, or if you're chasing power. I've never experienced the Miltech one before. Could be cool. Also, is it just me, or has everyone here heard like mixed reviews on like the build of Miltech? So with other cars, people always say, "Oh, Miltech is this, Miltech is that." It's great, right? And then when it comes to um, the catbacks, there's been problems with them or whatever. I don't know. Is that just me? I'm not even trying to spread any kind of propaganda or whatnot. Genuinely, that's just what I've heard from multiple people. If your exhaust is loud in the FN2, pass the shelf out. Yeah, you did mention the parcel shelf thing for sure. Do you know what's funny? A little funny story which you didn't know. When I bought my car, it didn't have a parcel shelf, and I had no idea about these in general that I just thought, oh, okay, cool. I was so happy with when I test drove it. It was in a terrible state. That might be a video I do in the future because my car's on a lot more mileage now, but it's in much better condition now, even cosmetically, than it was years ago when I bought it. Okay, well there you go, Dodge. Out here myth busting. You've had the Miltech on for ages, and there you go. Hmm. A lot of this is swings and roundabouts. It's not there are very few things that like keep their consistency in regard to reputation and build quality. That's for sure. It's so loud. Ah, apologies, people. I'm not trying to be antisocial. Yeah, take it easy, yard speed. I've got like another maybe. I try and run it up to like an hour and go from there. Take it easy. Yeah. No, mine's gonna be quieter this year. I've been saying it for a long time, but it is going to be quieter for sure. Um, so yeah. Oh, is that the TDI no 3 inch? Yeah, I could soundproof it. This is true, but I mean quieter on the outside as well. I want it not just quieter in the cabin. I mean quieter. Just it being quieter. Um, in general. I want to be able to hear more of the engine than I do the exhaust. It's only when I listen to like GoPro footage back once I've been filming and stuff that I realize just how good the engine sounds. Or like if someone drives past me from the front and I don't hear the exhaust back, but even then the exhaust is still quite loud. Yeah, the vibrant, I'm definitely going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Overkill, I've already got it sorted for me. So yeah, and that, and then they're also going to increase my back box size. So I've actually got quite a big one, but they do a bigger one still. Um, so yeah, no, I loved the balance of yours because even when I was following you, Matt, like that time when we were filming, all I could really hear, the only time I could hear the exhaust was when you were really caning it, which is exactly what I want. So, and I want to be able to hear more of that. The engine itself, the Frank, I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's a combination of the fact that it's now a 2.4 along with the Skunk 2 cams, but when it comes on VTEC, it's very raucous. It's, it's, it just becomes very aggressive, and I love that. When am I planning to do a track day? I may do one this year, but if I do, that'll be the only one. My plans for building the car more for track have pretty much reversed um, for multiple reasons. But the first one is I need to focus on making sure that the car is in the best cosmetic condition it can. That's the only thing I haven't really done with that car, with this car so far. I've done handling and I did power and I did all of that stuff. Um, and then I haven't really done styling or just looking after the paint and just making sure the bodywork is good. So that's my focus this year, at least for my car. And that I'm not going to rush to do. I'm going to take time. All of this stuff costs money. If you knew how much money I'm in with this car, even if I were to sell it, even if I were to sell it for like, say for example, I sold it for 17 grand, I'd still be making a massive loss. But I don't care about that. That's not my thought process. I just want to be able to make it correct. So, but as and when I do, as and when I do Arif though, I'll let you know, um, and we can go from there. Yeah, I'm gonna be jumping off in a bit soon as well. So take it easy, guys, man. Enjoy your Sunday, especially before the Monday. Make sure you take a time to recharge too. How come you're running the stage three clutch? I hear you, Sean. I really do. You should do inserts. Just don't if you're gonna run it on the road and you're not if Arif, if you're gonna do track days, right? Just do it. It's fine. But the top one, the one that's visible in the engine bay, just don't do that. That's that's all. What are you gonna boost it? How are you gonna boost it? Are you gonna do turbo or are you gonna do supercharger? Also, Scott, did you decide on what wheels you're gonna do and what wheels you're gonna get? Yeah, see, Arif, I'm exactly the same. I'm remote now, so I don't drive anywhere really and truly, only commuting and stuff. And even then, I've got a Tesco's up my road, I'll walk it. So, um, yeah, the flywheel in the FN2 is already quite light anyway. So I asked about this when I was doing my Frank build, and yeah, the flywheel in the FN2 is already lighter than the one in the EP3, not the early stage EP3s. So, but you can get lighter ones for sure. I don't know. I did think about trying to go even lighter though. Um, but yeah, the night before Japfest. All right. So I've got to admit something to you, man, Scott. Listen, I don't think I'll be able to meet you before Japfest because I'm gonna be up in the peaks. I'm not going Japfest. I'm not gonna go to Japfest, which will surprise a lot of people. Already has anyway. But I just Japfest is great and it's awesome, but I enjoy drive outs so much more than any car show I've been to. Maybe apart from the Mims one. No, the Mims one was good. Um, but yeah, you're not gonna go in the FN. How could you're not going in the FN? Oh, is it because you'll be working on it? Take it easy, Dan. Have a great Sunday. Yeah, exactly. That's it, Arif. Peace. Yeah, definitely. Track days and local meetups are 100% the one. I fully agree with you. I think just being behind the wheel. Yeah, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry. Listen, though, there will be a time where I'll be up in Manchester, just meeting different people with their cars in and around that time. I'll reach out to you and we can speak about that and get that planned anyway. Um, Scott, listen, Matt is in this chat and Scott. They will tell you about when we drove out last year in the peaks. It was amazing. I still might do another one. I think I might actually end up doing another one in either June or July, one of the two. And I know me and Tim have plans to try and do something later on as well. So as and when we're doing that, that will be common knowledge for sure. But this one here will be great. Take it easy, Sean. And later, Casey, if you're still listening. But yeah, no, being behind the wheel is the best one. It's definitely the best one. Take it easy, Matt. Are you working on a Sunday? Oh no. But nah, have a good Sunday though, either way. Definitely. See you guys soon. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I will be organizing a lot more stuff that's correlated for sure. For sure. Because I think last year when we did it, that was great in itself. And just to be behind the wheel and doing drive outs and things were very, very, very good. The one thing about track days, and this is another reason why I kind of slowed them down, they are expensive. When you factor in fuel, um, whatever perishables you're going to use, everything that I wanted to plan to do this year, I had to cut back on something, and it had to be the track days. Plus, it means I can actually make the FN look quite great. So yeah, yeah. But yeah. No comment, Scott. No comment. uh yeah, track time at shows. I fully agree with you, Tim. I think even watching that has been even watching so spectating that is good. Apart from that poor guy that rolled his FD2. And that was at Japfest, wasn't it? Last year. Man. I've seen your track vid, but your Frank vid, but wondering where to do more. Where's there more to do? Is it diminishing? Sorry, what do you mean diminishing? I apologize. I didn't understand your comment, Adrian. But if you were to do more, what is it to be done? Oh, right. So what I could do more if I wanted to get 300 horsepower now, if that's what you're referring to, as to getting more out of your engine, yeah. Um, I would have gotten a bigger throttle body. I also would have ported my RRC. Um, what else would I have done? I could have actually forged my head and got forged the head of the engine and then gotten bigger cams, but that would have been another like £600 in parts, let alone labor. But no, if I had done the bigger throttle body and ported the head, um, I could have been at 300, I think. Or am I missing something? Mike, there's a guy on Instagram. If you have Instagram, his name's called Mike Hendy, right? He did a Frank build very similar to mine, as is when I did mine, but his was different. He had a twin exit exhaust when he first did it, and then he also had the pretty much the same setup with the RRC and the standard throttle body. But then he went to a really big throttle body. He then went with a ported manifold, and then went to a 3-inch exhaust and went from 280 horsepower to 303. Yeah, yeah. That so Mike did those three things: the throttle body, the ported manifold, and then the 3-inch exhaust, and he went to 303. So if I had did the bigger throttle body and the ported manifold, I would have seen 300 plus as well. So yeah, there are people that also go for when doing this conversion because it's going to be in two parts. I think Yardsby's trying to push for about 300 horsepower, and he's going with like bigger cylinders or something like that. So yeah, I look the throttle body. When I heard that they can cause problems, I immediately thought I don't need it. I don't for what I'll be using. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. Only those that have driven or experienced the car, especially without like the extra weight in it. Scott, you need to experience it without like three big burly men in it. It's quick. It is fast and it's very raucous. It already feels so raw as it is. Um I I don't need the extra figures. I really don't. The torque is enough. My car is limited to 8,200. That's where I make peak power as well. Um yeah, when you start hitting about 250, even in the K20, I went out in was it Sean? It was your one, isn't it? Oh wait, I don't. He's not in the chat anymore. But Sean's one's running about 230 horsepower, right? And that car is nippy. It is quick for what it is. And I know I say for what it is. I don't mean it like that. I mean as a K20 that's tuned to 230 horsepower. It's quick. It's surprising. And the biggest thing as well is the fact that you have like a longer rev range. So when you are battling other cars and they're changing gears midway, relying on their torque in mid power, you still keep going. That's one of the biggest advantages of it. At least something I found. With the K24 Frank, you've got the torque right from the bottom. So you're already feeling the power, you're already having the power from the beginning before you even hit boost. Even when I compared it against Matt's car, who again isn't here. But when I compared it against Matt's car, his supercharged one, I make power a lot earlier than he does in his rev range. So, and because I have the torque already there, it's just when that supercharger kicks in, yeah, then you're going at warp speed. And it's pretty much the same with the turbo as well. Tim's car, listen, when I went in Tim's car, especially on the B roads, right? I mean, obviously I'm laughing in the video. If you've seen that video, you know I'm laughing. Like it's it's monstrous. The turbo is monstrous, especially with the screamer. That just makes you can go from being um just calm and relaxed to then just being like, okay, bye. Mm. No, I respect it, Scott. I really do, for sure. But yeah, as and when I see you again, I'll take you out and I'll show you what it's properly like on the limit legally. I've got oh damn. Right. It's been live for 57 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let it run to about an hour and then we'll just call it at that for sure. But Adrian, I hope that answers your questions though. If you do have any more questions, just email me. Or if you have Instagram, message me. I might be late to reply, but that's just because I'm busy. I will eventually get back to you 100%. Um, so yeah, there's quite a few things you could do with a Frank though. There's someone else as well. I cannot remember his name, but he has a K24 Frank, which is, I believe, forged. Um, that car's actually kind of known. You can message him. He bought the car like that, but he will. I'm sure he knows the specs of the car anyway. There's quite a lot you can do to it if you've got the purse strings for it. Um, I would say mine is like a medium Frank build, if that makes sense. Because a lot of the things that I did when my Frank was being done were supporting mods. So if you already have that, then you can allocate the rest of your budget towards the engine itself if you really wanted to push it and really make it like a crazy NA screamer. For example, about nearly a grand was on the exhaust, for example. If you already have an RRC manifold, that's like what, even if you got it secondhand, what, 400 to 600 pounds you don't have to spend. If you've already got an intake, a good one as well, then yeah, then you can do that elsewhere. Do you see what I mean? So yeah. Um, whose channel was that? That might be someone that reached out to me though, to be fair, not that long ago. What's going on, Jav? How do you be, man? You good? Um, there was someone that reached out to me saying that they were gonna do a Frank um build, and then yeah, I don't know if they're still doing that. Doing a little bit, like I don't know, getting it together, yeah. Interior. Oh yeah, sound deadening. If there's someone that can quote me for sound deadening, I would do it. I think I would do it, maybe. Um, but yeah, Telford Performance in August. Let me see. Is that a Ugen thing that they're doing as well? I might do, to be fair. Yeah, send me the channel, Dodge. All right, guys, I'm about to jump off. This has been a whole bunch of fun, more than I thought it would be. It's always good to talk to all of you guys. Um, and yeah, there'll either be a new video tomorrow, or it will be next week, Saturday. So yeah, and remember my announcement right at the beginning of the video. If you guys wanted to be part of the car sharing chat, it don't matter what level, what stage, or whatever your car's at. I'm trying to do documentaries and capture everyone who's subbed here that has FN2s. It could be a completely stock car if you wanted to. It's absolutely fine. I just capture you and all of that stuff. So shout me. I appreciate the love, Arif. Thank you. Um, and yeah, I think that's it. Really, take it easy, people. Yeah, we will. We will. We will. We will. Have I seen the Black K24 Turbo? No. Can people, all right, look, all of these channels and stuff, yeah, send it to me. Just send it to me. I'll look at them for sure. Yeah. Take it easy, people.